have another print disability, which makes reading, holding a book, or turning a page difficult or impossible. The content is copyrighted by the respective publishers. For more information, please visit us on the web at nfradioreading.org.
Or calling 1-800-642-4272. What happens is what we do take out the AMR meter because they are in end of life, UTEG said. We put in a new manual read meter. It does have to be manually read each month. And because we still have to come out to that location and manually read the meter, there's an opt-out fee of $15.45 per month. UTEG said National Grid's $72.44 one-time opt-out fee only applies to those who had a smart meter installed and now want to revert back to the manual read models. The National Grid reps went on to explain the utility provider's earlier rate increase. The National Grid reps went on to explain the utility provider's earlier rate increase requests, which were all approved by the State Public Service Commission. We did have a 3-year rate filing that was approved, Kujawa said. Our delivery charges did go up as of September 1st, and then on April 1st, our bills are going to go up. We're estimating right now for a customer that uses around 625 kilowatt hours per month, that's a little over $6 per month that you're going to see. The balance of the Porter information session included an assortment of Q&A topics from visitors, including opting out and the costs, the impact of solar installations at residences, the impact of solar installations at residences and billing, consumer data, privacy concerns, smart meter applicability in older residences, and any risk of fire and smart meter reliability expectations. For more information, visit www.ngrid.com/smart meter. ZBA tables decision on Frontier House signs. Restaurant tenant Fairbanks hits pause. New Frontier House pay-for-parking signs won't be installed for at least another month, as the Village of Lewiston Zoning Board of Appeals tabled a motion Tuesday requesting placement of between 5 and 8 markers at the historic Center Street site. The ZBA has requested legal counsel in ascertaining whether or not it can place a time limit on a sign variance. Board member James Spanbauer suggested approving the proposed sign package for a period of time and then reevaluating the look and placement of the placards. So they have to reapply after 6 months, he said. What happens is after they get through the busy season this summer, we see what it looks like and if we think it was not aesthetically what we wanted. Frontier House landlord Ellicott Development tasked Premium Parking with installing freestanding, non-illuminating markers intended to inform the public that payment is required and provide motorists with a method to pay by mobile device. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Tribune covering Niagara County and Grand Island on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. The applicant requested 8 signs, 2 on 3 poles and 2 at the parking lot entrances at a size of 4 square feet. Village law states such markers should be a maximum of 2 square feet, thus creating a need for a variance. Eric Reed, representing Premium Parking, said his company's standard sign size is 4 square feet or larger and typically red and white, so as to be more visible. He suggested 3 of the proposed signs, those indicating parking can be validated for tenant patrons, could be removed, lowering the total number of signs to 5. As for size, the smaller you get, they become less and less noticeable, Reed said. At Tuesday's meeting, board members Michael Swanson, Chair Spanbauer, Bart Kletke, and Abigail Stein also wrestled with whether or not parking signs should count against a business's permitted display total, and what would happen if the applicant did have signs that met the municipal code size standards. Could there be many more than 8 signs? Making matters murkier, the Frontier House's street-level tenant, Fairbanks, announced a hiatus on Monday. In a social media post, restaurant management shared, "I'm sure no one finds it a surprise that the past year has been incredibly difficult for restaurants of every kind. When we first embarked on this project, it was 2023. The landscape of the industry was completely different, and our goals were lofty, to say the least." After nearly 2 years of construction, numerous setbacks, and many unforeseen obstacles, we were thrilled to open our doors in July 2025. But what we need to do now in order to see this restaurant continue on is to put a pause on operations. Effective immediately, Fairbanks will be taking a hiatus to reevaluate and hopefully come back stronger than ever. We sincerely thank everyone for the tremendous support we've experienced over the past 9 months. We can say wholeheartedly it is our goal to reopen those doors and continue serving you the best way we know possible. All chefs, counter reservations, or private events will be contacted individually to provide options or arrangements. All gift cards will be honored at Billy Club or upon our reopening. Billy Club is the downtown Buffalo restaurant run by Fairbanks operators Daniel Hagan and Jake Strausser. On Wednesday, Strausser added, "The most important thing is we want to thank our staff for all of their hard work and to thank the public for the generous outpouring of support we've received since our announcement. We hope to come back stronger and better than ever." The Frontier House was closed to the public from December 2004 until Fairbanks opened in summer 2025. Lewiston's historic crown jewel at 460 Center Street also offers short-term and rental units on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floors. In light of this decision, the ZBA pondered modifying a portion of the sign request to state parking could be validated for Frontier House patrons and not specifically for a named tenant, be it Fairbanks or something else. Reed agreed that was the best course of action. Each of the 8 proposed signs would be located at least 10 feet within the property line. Reed said Frontier House tenant employees and renters are whitelisted and their license plates are marked as permitted to be in the parking lot without payment. 2 village residents spoke at the ZBA meeting. Lee Simonson, representing the village's D-Sign Committee, and Historic Preservation Board Chairwoman Loretta Frankovich. Simonson said his board needed more time to review the sign proposal, but noted 8 signs is excessive. Youngstown Garden Club looks to renovate Main Street gazebo. The Youngstown Garden Club is looking to renovate the gazebo on Main Street as it nears its 40th birthday in the summer of 2027. Garden Club member Garda O'Keefe spearheaded the idea to give the gazebo a new look. Renovations included structural work, a fresh coat of paint, and landscaper changes. Early cost estimates are $16,000. The gazebo was first erected in 1987 after the Garden Club raised funds for its construction. It has been tended by the club ever since. Youngstown Garden Club Vice President Colleen Somerville said O'Keefe's vision includes wide opening steps with a variety of beautifying vegetation around it. The structure will comply with Americans with Disabilities Act to make it more accessible for those using wheelchairs. After 39 years, that gazebo is sorely in need of improvement, Somerville said. The main structure is sound, but because of weather and various mismatched repairs that did not do exactly what was necessary, it has become outdated and somewhat unsightly. So what we're proposing is to give it just a fresher look to help it better coordinate with different architectural styles of buildings in the village. What we want to do is open the front with wide opening steps, replacing all that dated lattice trim, and painting it a nice crisp white color. We're also working to make it handicap accessible for any of our handicap community members. Members of the Garden Club approached the Village of Youngstown Board of Trustees at a March 19th municipal meeting to ask for a donation of up to the total funds needed to do the work on the gazebo. We're also asking any community businesses or individuals who might want to support it, Somerville said. We're very open to accepting their donations. This is an in-demand project for this coming year, and we intend to get it done. Somerville said a plaque will be placed somewhere on the gazebo dedicating it to the community of Youngstown and the volunteers who made the space possible. The Garden Club gazebo will be dedicated to community members. We have so many volunteers that help us with our projects throughout the years, she said, noting a wide variety of support for all of the Garden Club's activities, including herbal gardens and butterfly paths, which feature plants that attract pollinators like butterflies. We would hope to dedicate the gazebo to our supporters. We just want to recognize them because it's not just the Garden Club. It's everyone working hand in hand together. Turnpike Troubadours coming to Art Park Outdoor Amphitheater. Art Park and Company announces Turnpike Troubadours will be coming to the Art Park Outdoor Amphitheater in Lewiston at 7 p.m. Friday, August 14th, with special guests Muscadine, Bloodline, and the Creekers. Pioneers of the red dirt music scene and one of America's most beloved bands, Turnpike Troubadours has amassed a massive following throughout their renowned career, with more than 2.2 billion streams globally and over 1.7 million equivalent units sold. Since their debut in 2005, the band has released 7 studio albums, performed countless sold-out headline shows, appeared in Paramount's hit show Yellowstone, and was inducted into the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame. Most recently, Turnpike Troubadours added to their historic career with the release of their new surprise album, The Price of Admission, which debuted at #1 on the iTunes All Genre and Country charts and earned them their highest Spotify chart debuts to date. This concert is presented by Live Nation. Tickets go on sale at 10 a.m. Friday, March 27th. Prices include a facility fee. Additional charges apply for online orders. Purchase online at Ticketmaster.com or artpark.net or by phone at 716-754-4375 or in person at the Art Park box office, 450 South 4th Street from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. starting March 27th. The Lewiston Choraleers to present an Easter program. The Lewiston Choraleers will present an Easter program titled Footprints in the Sand by Joseph M. Martin. The dates, times, and sites of the program presentations are as follows. Saturday, March 28th at St. Peter's Church, Sunday, March 29th at Messiah Lutheran Church. More information on the Lewiston Choraleers is available at www.lewistonchoraleers.com and on Facebook. Student leaders honored at Grand Island Board of Education meeting. At its March 23rd meeting, the Grand Island Central School System Board of Education honored the officers of the High School Student Council as well as the council's faculty advisors. In addition, the board honored senior Charlotte Tower, who was awarded the National Association of Student Councils Scholarship. The LEAD Conference, Leadership Experience and Development, was held from February 27th to March 1st in Washington, D.C. According to faculty advisor Mary Liz Rustowitz, a social studies teacher at the high school, the conference was a national leadership event that brought together over 2,000 student leaders from across the country. Throughout the weekend, students participated in engaging workshops, collaborated with peers from diverse schools, and learned from nationally recognized speakers focused on leadership, service, and amplifying student voice. Our officers returned energized and inspired, bringing back new ideas and practical strategies to strengthen our school community, enhance student engagement, and continue building a positive and inclusive school culture. Rustowitz was one of 3 advisors alongside English teacher Eileen Bryceland and special education teacher Andrew Hall, who traveled to the event with 13 students. I wanted to start by congratulating Charlotte Tower, Bryceland said. You were selected as a recipient for the prestigious $1,500 National Association of Student Councils Scholarship. It's no shock that you won this award for your community service, for your voice, for being present for all, and for your work ethic. You're truly not just an academic, you're a student athlete. You represent all voices. We see you. Congratulations. Rustowitz added this highly competitive national award highlights her commitment to making a difference and exemplifies the core values of student leadership. Bryceland said, we are incredibly proud of all of our student council officers for representing our school with integrity and enthusiasm, and we celebrate Charlotte for this well-deserved recognition. Rustowitz said one thing that really stuck out to us. Everything about the conference was unbelievable, but we also had 5 students present. We had Emma Redfern, Chris Sabrino, and Maya McGowan. They presented on homecoming. It was the entire week, and that was the topic. And Emma can confirm with me that someone reached out to us about passing the torch tradition. It was really cool. That just shows the connecting that happens there. Also, we had Miranda Page and Aubrey Stockinger, and they presented on Clash of the Vikings. Watching those 5 students present, I'm not a mom, but I felt like a proud mom at that moment. Emma, a junior, said of the experience, I think it was really cool to present, but I also loved hearing keynote speaker Lori Hernandez speak at the conference. It was cool to listen to her perspective on everything because you only see her as a gymnast. You don't see how she deals with everything. The way that she plans everything can also help us plan our events and not get as worked up with everything we have on our plates at times. Miranda, a senior, said, I think the best part of the conference was presenting in front of such a good group of people who really wanted to be involved. Students also talked about making connections with people from all over the country, the sessions in the breakout rooms, and the energy level at the conference. Senior Adriana Marinucci said, my favorite part was seeing how engaged everyone else was and seeing what activities they do at their schools. It really encouraged us to keep going. Cleopatra Basilico, also a senior, said, the most impactful part for me was the breakout rooms. It was very interesting to see how other schools and other students our age handle the same situations and how different student councils were able to have all of their events, just the different ways they planned them and executed them. I really enjoyed meeting a bunch of people from other states, and I had fun at the breakout sessions that I went to, Junior Nellie Maziers. Senior Maya Brandon said, my favorite part was definitely the breakout rooms because we got to talk to people from all over New York. It was great seeing how we could all get along. Christopher, a sophomore, said, I really do think that the conference opened my horizons and everyone else is here and to what we can try out here. And I really do think it inspired us to try new things. Mia, a sophomore, said, I think my favorite part of the conference was definitely getting everyone involved. It was amazing. Bryceland said there was a lot of history in D.C. and a lot of memories made. The Lewiston Jazz Festival lineup. The Lewiston Jazz Festival, presented by Northwest Bank, will once again transform the picturesque village of Lewiston into a vibrant destination for jazz on Friday, August 28th and Saturday, August 29th. Recognized as one of the region's most beloved summer traditions, the festival features internationally acclaimed artists, standout regional performers, and emerging talent across 5 stages throughout the village. The 2026 main stage lineup reflects the festival's commitment to honoring jazz tradition while celebrating its continued evolution. The festival opens with the Ladies' First Jazz Big Band, a Western New York favorite known for energetic performances and exceptional musicianship. Headlining Friday evening is acclaimed Chicago vocalist Paul Marinaro, making a highly anticipated return to Western New York. Known for his rich baritone voice and expressive storytelling, Marinaro is widely regarded as one of today's premier interpreters of the Great American Songbook. Saturday, August 29th, the main stage begins with a special performance by the Zodiac Dance Company, continuing the festival's tradition of blending music and dance. Additional main stage performers include Sally Terrell, a vocalist, pianist, and songwriter with roots in Lewiston, Youngstown; Laura Dubin, a Rochester-based pianist known for her lyrical style and refined swing; Gabrielle Stravelli, an internationally acclaimed vocalist recognized for emotional depth and versatility. The festival culminates with a performance by internationally celebrated trumpeter and vocalist Bria Schoenberg, a Juno Award winner known for her dynamic stage presence, virtuosic trumpet playing, and modern take on classical jazz traditions. Beyond the main stage, 4 additional stages will showcase diverse jazz performances throughout the weekend. Friday performances include Black Room Jazz Band, Gregory Street Vagabonds, Rochester, in collaboration with Swing Buffalo, Paul Tadaro and the Standards, Donnie Frauenhofer, Matt's Music Vocal Performance Team. Saturday's performances include Cheryl Ferris Quartet, Vanessa Vacanti Quartet, Wendell Rivera Latin Jazz Ensemble, and special appearances by the Temple University Parliament Sextet, featuring members of the Temple University Jazz Band. As artistic director, our goal each year is to present a lineup that reflects both the rich tradition of jazz and the exciting voices shaping its future. Tony Zambito said, "The Lewiston Jazz Festival is about bringing extraordinary music to the community while showcasing the beauty and spirit of Lewiston." You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Tribune Sentinel covering Niagara County and Grand Island on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. The Lewiston Jazz Festival extends its sincere appreciation to the organizations whose support makes this event possible. Special thanks to presenting main stage sponsor Northwest Bank, Center Street stage sponsor Modern Disposal Services, Frontier House stage sponsor Sevenson Environmental Services, Peace Garden stage sponsor Niagara Falls Bridge Commission. Additional thanks to our platinum level sponsors Niagara Frontier Publications, Tribune and Sentinel Dispatch, Town of Lewiston, Basil Ford of Niagara Falls, and Woods Oviatt Gilman LLP. With 5 stages, acclaimed performers, and a scenic village setting, the Lewiston Jazz Festival continues to rank among the nation's premier summer jazz events. The festival also features a wide array of food and beverage vendors, creating a full weekend experience for music lovers of all kinds. Admission is free. For more information and a full performance schedule, visit www.lewistonjazz.com. Answering some questions about Easter. Easter is an important day on the Christian calendar. According to the Compact Atlas of Global Christianity, roughly 2.6 billion people across the globe identify as Christians. As Easter Sunday approaches, answering some frequent asked questions about this important holiday can be a great way for Christians and non-Christians to refresh their knowledge and maybe even learn something new about the holiday. What does Easter celebrate? Christians believe that God raised Jesus from the dead 3 days after his crucifixion, and Easter celebrates the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Do all Christians celebrate Easter on the same day? No. Most Christian churches adhere to the Gregorian calendar and celebrate Easter on what is widely referred to as Easter Sunday by secular organizations and other agencies. But Christian Orthodox churches utilize the Julian calendar to determine when to celebrate Easter. So that is why there is some disparity between the timing of Easter celebrations within Christian churches. How did Good Friday get its name? Non-Christians may wonder why Christians characterize the day Jesus Christ was crucified as good. Through the notion of Jesus Christ being subjected to abuse and crucifixion is anything but good. Christians believe Christ's willingness to be crucified for their sin ensured their redemption. In addition, Trinity College notes that good is this context refers something holy or pious. Holy Week is the week leading up to Easter. Various days during Holy Week have their own special significance to Christians. Palm Sunday, Holy Wednesday, Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and Holy Saturday are notable days during Holy Week. How does the Easter Bunny fit into Christian celebrations of Easter? Although it's easy to dismiss the Easter Bunny as a secular symbol that has little to do with faith-based celebrations of Easter, reality is it's not so simple. According to the Smithsonian, archaeologists believe humans living during the Neolithic age viewed hares as a symbol of rebirth and a sign of religious significance to burial rituals in which Neolithic peoples buried hares alongside human remains. So while an abnormally large bunny delivering candy and chocolate eggs might not have anything to do with faith-based Easter celebrations, the choice of animal may bear some relation to the celebration of the resurrection of Christ. Easter is a celebratory day on the Christian calendar. In 2026, Easter will be celebrated on Sunday, April 5th in most Christian churches. Orthodox Christian churches will celebrate Easter on Sunday, April 12th. Great Falls Council of Scouting America teaming with TOPS to hold Scouting for Food drive. TOPS Friendly Markets and Great Falls Council Scouting America, formerly Boy Scouts of America, have teamed up to help alleviate food insecurity in 14 counties from western to south and central New York and central Pennsylvania ahead of the upcoming Passover and Easter season. The annual Scouting for Food drive is scheduled for Saturday, March 28th, when Scouting youth and adult volunteers will be present at several TOPS Friendly Market stores in western New York and in neighborhoods throughout the Great Falls Council service area to collect donations for the annual food drive. Area food banks encourage donations of canned meats, canned vegetables, pasta, rice, and personal hygiene products to restock their supplies ahead of the upcoming holidays. We are grateful for our partnership with TOPS Friendly Markets to help restock the shelves at local food banks and help our neighbors in need, said Gary Decker, CEO of Great Falls Council. Scouting for Food has a positive impact on food banks and on our scouts, who learn the importance of making a difference in their community and serving others. We appreciate everyone's efforts to make this food drive a success. The activities kicked off Saturday, March 21st, when area scouting groups distributed flyers in their local neighborhoods to announce the food drive and collection date. Then, on the date noted on the flyers, groups will return to their neighborhoods to collect non-perishable food items, which they will then donate to their community food banks and pantries. Meanwhile, other scouting groups will be in TOPS locations to encourage and collect donations from generous store shoppers. Beginning at 9 a.m., scouts will be present to collect donations locally at the following TOPS: 906 Center Street, Lewiston; 301 Meadow Drive, North Tonawanda; 2956 Saunders Settlement Road, Sanborn. Great Falls Council serves more than 4,700 members. These groups are open to anyone who's interested in learning more. Visit www.beascout.org or call 716-891-4073. Butcher finds better way to raise bucks for Ride for Roswell. The Ride for Roswell is slated for Saturday, June 27th, and according to its website, thousands will ride in the event. One of those participants is Cookie Butcher of Lockport, who has been riding for 10 years to help fund the cure to cancer through research, as well as raise awareness. Butcher rides with Team Mantelli this year and intends to trek 34 miles of county roads through Clarence. It's about getting together with friends and family who all share the same vision: to fight cancer, raise awareness about this disease, and fund cancer research. It unites the community, she said in a short interview conducted over email. Riding has been a decade-long passion for Butcher, but after the second year of participating, she decided to do a basket raffle to raise more funds for the cause. Butcher did this for 5 years, and a fundraising event was held near Tasty Treats Ice Cream on Transit Road each year. It was, however, a labor-intensive way to raise funds. So in 2024, she decided to extend the fundraising by selling tickets to interested buyers throughout the year and picking the winners a few weekends before the event in June. The first time she did this was on her 65th birthday. Believing there had to be an easier, less labor-intensive way to do this, I decided on the raffle ticket approach for 2024 for my 65th birthday, Butcher said. I got some businesses on board to help with donations. I hold the drawing the first Friday in June at my place of business, Summit MSP. That year, I had cake and pizza and drew the winning tickets live on Facebook. Backed by the director for the Ride for Roswell, Andrea Gregory, and Joe Rizzo from West Her, a fellow rider, Butcher pulled the prize winners' names. She described the approach as a process and is eager to top that dollar amount this year. The first year, I raised over $13,000. Last year, I raised $27,188. This year's goal is $30,000, Butcher said. I'm being optimistic, but this is for a great cause. We are very fortunate to have Roswell in our own backyard. We have all been touched by this disease in some way. Butcher is still soliciting businesses for donations and selling tickets, and said she is grateful to all her past donors. Every person who is donating is supporting Roswell, Butcher said. It's a win-win for all. To buy a ticket, contact Butcher at 716-628-3926. Those who want to donate can go to giveroswellpark.org. Per its website, the Ride for Roswell will take place Saturday, June 27th at the University of Buffalo's North Campus, with 9 routes to choose from, ranging from 4 to 100 miles. Participating riders must be 16 years old or over and raise $200 by the day of the ride. The Celebration of Hope precedes the Ride for Roswell, taking place from 5 to 8:30 p.m., Friday, June 26th at UB North. Ride for Roswell is heralded as one of the nation's largest cycling fundraising events. For more information, visit rideforroswell.org. The Cambria Historical Society presentations. The Cambria Historical Society is offering the following presentations on the first Wednesday of April, May, and June at 7 p.m. inside the museum located at the intersection of Lower Mountain Road and Cambria-Wilson Road. Easter Memories and Tradition by Becky Pittler, Women's Role in the American Revolution, Joyce Thompson Hovey, The Grain Elevators, Saving Buffalo History, June Crawford. The presentations are always free and open to the public. Organizers said come visit the Cambria Historical Society Museum, listen and participate in the presentations, and walk around the collection to learn about Cambria's history, the people, settlements, and challenges. Consider joining this society. Free business startup class includes pitch. Enrollment is open for Ibero Business Center's free spring business startup class. Anyone with an idea to start or grow a business is invited to enroll. The Compact program runs May 4th to May 21st and will be held online. Guest speakers will cover business planning, legal, financials, insurance, marketing, and other information to run a business. A pitch competition will complete the series with 3 prizes awarded, $2,500, $1,500, and $1,000. The program is free, but registration is required. Call 716-708-2022 or email marisol.vel@iaal.org. Town of Lewiston talks reassessment, zoning changes, NYPA compensation. While discussions in Porter were centered on smart meters, the Lewiston Town Board had an informative session of its own with news on reassessments, modifying the town's zoning code, and an updated NYPA compensation package for Lewiston among the agenda items. Nicholas Futko, Lewiston assessor, opened with remarks on misinformation on the internet as the town's reassessment project with the town of Porter winds down this year. I just wanted to clear up some misgivings in the paperwork town residents received earlier, Futko said. One was the actual change of assessment. The other one was the important notice for questioning the reassessment. The one thing that I want to make very clear on the change of assessment paperwork, there seems to be a lot of people coming into my office. They're confusing their market value of 2025 with their assessed value. Futko continued, the market value has always been the same. It's the higher number, the level of assessment the state gives us on a yearly basis. This year we were dropped to 40%. That's why the reassessment was so important, the assessed value. The small number is the amount of your tax dollars, but that number has not been your assessment for the last 20 years. The market value number is better reassessment. There's your assessed value number, your market value number, and then below that you'll see the new market value number. Now, if you do mathematics, it'll be a lot closer than the tiny 40% number. Number 2, the purpose of the reassessment is not to generate more tax revenue for the municipality. It's to make sure that the state gives us a 100% rating and the tax burden is shared where it is supposed to among the residents. If you disagree with your assessment, your new assessment, there are several outlets to dispute it. 1, you have to get the start up soon. It's by March 31st by going to the Town of Lewiston, prosgar.com website. Now, that will put in an informal review with GAR Associates in which a human being will sit down. They'll look at your assessment. If a mistake was made, they'll make a quick adjustment. End of story. If you still don't agree with your assessment afterwards, on May 1st, I will start accepting applications for what's called a grievance on May 26th. We will have a board of Lewiston residents that are going to meet right here. You will state your case and provide reasons why you think your assessment should be what you think it is, and the review board will make a decision based on what you submitted. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Tribune Sentinel covering Niagara County and Grand Island on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Lastly, if anybody has any questions, problems, or concerns you can't handle filling out on the internet, see me. I will help you. I will walk you through it. I will help you fill out the application. We want everybody to make sure your properties are properly assessed. For more information, FUCO can be reached via email at nfiutko@townoflewistonny.gov or by calling 716-754-8213, extension 226. On a related matter, Dr. Mark Gallo, a member of the Planning Board and the Town of Lewiston Comprehensive Plan Master Planning Committee, offered remarks on fair and equitable assessments during the resident statement section. Gallo said he found disparities in that all lands in the town are not treated equally, noting the impacts on such areas as farmlands, wetlands, grasslands. He suggested these should be better reflected in the updated reassessment. Lewiston is a robust community with multiple land uses, and all land is not created equal, Gallo said. This should be reflective in the assessments. Noting the town's farmlands, for example, Gallo continued, I understand about residential and business land over things like that, but there's other sorts of lands that we need to consider here. So we need farmland. I think our community is more robust when we have those sorts of things, and if it helps our community and its structure, but it doesn't just end with farmland. We also need marshland, wetland, grasslands, and yes, forest land. We need all of those things. Those are all really important because diversity and land really adds to our resilience as a community. That's a really important point that we need to make, Gallo said. Supervisor Steve Broderick introduced Local Law Number 2 of 2026 to modify Chapter 360 of the Zoning Code and announced plans for a public hearing at 6 p.m. on Monday, April 13th to consider the changes. It modifies several codes within the town of Lewiston, he said. The measure seeks to amend sections in Chapter 360 focusing on permits, changes in the time limit, revocations, the sequence to gain approvals, definitions, permitted uses, building, height and size requirements, a host of regulations on such areas as permitted uses, site plan review for developments, accessory uses and structures, prohibitions, and exceptions. The document is available for review in the clerk's office. It can also be reviewed at www.townoflewistonny.gov. Broderick also announced renewal of a New York Power Authority community host agreement with the town of Lewiston covering the sale of a low-cost power. Titled, Approval of the Renewal Agreement for the Sale of Low-Cost Power. The document details NYPA negotiations with the 7-member host committees communities contained in the 2005 NYPA relicensing package. It covers such areas as cash disbursements, lands, and low-cost power provisions for the 50-year term of the NYPA agreement. Board members approved the agreement. It is available for review on the town's website. Board member Sarah Wachter announced a second public hearing would be held at the board's April 13th work session to consider local law number 3. It would be a local law imposing a moratorium on the establishment, construction, expansion, or operation of data centers, artificial processing facilities, and cryptocurrency mining operations within the town of Lewiston, Wachter said. The motion was approved. The hearing will follow consideration of local law number 2 covering zoning modifications. SUNY Niagara announces alumni engagement initiatives. The NCCC Foundation and SUNY Niagara Alumni Association are now accepting nominations for the Distinguished Alumni Award and inviting alumni to reconnect at an alumni happy hour on April 9th. The Distinguished Alumni Award recognizes graduates who have demonstrated exceptional professional achievement, leadership, and community service. Community members are encouraged to nominate individuals who reflect SUNY Niagara's values and commitment to excellence. Nominations are due by April 30th. This award represents the highest honor by the college. Each year, we are proud to celebrate alumni who are making a meaningful impact in our community, said Courtney Helinski, Director of Development for the NCCC Foundation. This award honors those who continue to carry the SUNY Niagara mission forward. SUNY Niagara will host an alumni happy hour from 5 to 7 p.m. Wednesday, April 9th at Fatty Beer Company at Wurlitzer in North Tonawanda. The event offers alumni an opportunity to reconnect, network, and engage with the college community. RSVP is required. These initiatives are a great way to bring our alumni community together, Helinski added. Whether you graduated recently or decades ago, we look forward to welcoming you back. To submit a nomination or register for the happy hour event, visit sunyniagara.edu/alumni-foundation or contact the NCCC Foundation at 716-614-5910. Nutrition classes will be offered at the Grand Island Recreation Community Center, Nike Base Park, 3278 Whitehaven Road. To register, contact Liz Kovakis, Certified Nutrition Instructor, at 716-282-2098. Beauty and the Feast, 5:30 to 7 p.m., Thursday, April 2nd. Discover the secret to youthful glowing skin from the inside out. In this dynamic class, you'll learn which foods can fight aging, boost collagen production, and reduce wrinkles. We combine cutting-edge nutrition science with delicious, easy-to-follow recipes. This class includes a booklet with the science-presented recipes and DIY instructions to make your own collagen-boosting face cream that we will make in this class. Ladies, gather your girlfriends and join this fun class. Food Edition 911, 5:30 to 7 p.m., Thursday, May 7th. Are you struggling with cravings? Do you find yourself eating foods that you know aren't good for you but can't seem to stop? Do you sometimes feel controlled by food? Learn to identify the root cause of cravings and overcome them with powerful strategies to tackle them when they occur. This class includes video instruction, a booklet with the science presented and recipes, cooking, demo, and food tasting. River Lee Open House. The Grand Island Historical Society will hold an open house at River Lee in Beaver Island State Park from 2 to 4 p.m. Sundays, April 19th. The theme is the Whitehaven Settlement and May 17th Grand Island Amusement Parks. The event is free and open to the public. Follow the signs inside the park. Bowling and baskets for relay. From 2 to 5 p.m., April 19th, enjoy bowling at Malwitz's Island Lanes, 1887 Whitehaven Road, and support Relay for Life at the same time. For $25 per teen and adult or $20 for children age 12 and younger, enjoy 3 hours of cosmic bowling, pizza, and pop. Also available will be a basket raffle. The cost is $5 a sheet or $10 for 3 sheets. Tickets for the basket raffle will be available at 2 p.m. Winners will be drawn at 5 p.m. To reserve a lane for this event, call 716-773-0062. County calls for artists. Erie County is pleased to announce 2 new calls for artists as part of the Arts in Public Places program for public art commissions to be installed exclusively at the following Erie County locations: Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens and Isle Park. This opportunity is for artists residing in Erie County who have not been previously selected to complete an Art in Public Places public art project. Each selected project will receive funding of up to $75,000. All works will be prominently displayed in each of these locations, providing high visibility and engagement with diverse audiences. The deadline for applying is noon, Monday, April 20th. A virtual Q&A session will be held at 5:30 p.m. Thursday, March 24th. Artists interested in applying are strongly encouraged to attend to learn more about the opportunity, selection process, and project requirements. To submit questions prior to the virtual information session, email publicart@erie.gov. This project for the virtual Q&A session link, full details, and online application, visit erie.gov/publicart. This project is administered by the Erie County Department of Environmental and Planning and the Arts in Public Places Committee. There's a community-wide chili cook-off. St. Timothy Lutheran Church, 1450 Staley Road, is excited to host its annual community-wide chili cook-off, and it welcomes you to join from 4 to 6:30 p.m. Saturday, March 28th. Tickets $5 pre-sale or $7 at the door for tasting are available on Sunday mornings at the church corner of Stony Point and Staley from 9 to 9:30 or 10:30 to 11, or through the Child Care Center office between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. weekdays. If you would like to come but don't plan to taste chili, tickets can be turned in for a hot dog, chips, drink, and dessert instead. There will also be available for purchase for chili tasters. The evening will include activities for both kids and adults alike to enjoy, including bingo, high-value door prizes, and a visit from the Easter Bunny. Niagara Falls State Park Indigenous Artisan Permit Application. Applications for the 2026 Indigenous Artisan Permits are available for the summer season at Niagara Falls State Park. Applications are available at the information desk in the Ralph C. Wilson Welcome Center, 304 Prospect Street, Niagara Falls, and at the DeVoe Woods State Park Castellani Building, 3160 DeVoe Woods Drive East, Niagara Falls, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. weekdays, or online at parks.ny.gov/parks/46. To have an application mailed, call 716-278-1770. Grand Island Memorial Library. Library hours are 9:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday and 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Friday and Saturday. The library is closed Sunday and Monday. For more information, call 716-773-7124 or visit www.buffalo-lib.org. Lego Club, 1 to 2 p.m. Saturdays, April 4th and May 2nd, for ages 4 to 12. Join us each month for a Lego free build. All Legos provided, just bring your imagination. Stop in or call 716-773-7124 to register. Preschool Story Time with Miss Stephanie, 10 to 10:30 a.m. Tuesdays, March 31st and April 7th, for ages 3 to 5 with parent or caregiver. Join Miss Stephanie for stories, songs, dancing, and silliness. Registration is required. call 716-773-7124. Itty Bitty Story Time with Miss Stephanie, 10 to 10:30 on Thursdays, ages April 2nd and April 9th, for ages 0 to walking age with a caregiver. Join Miss Stephanie for stories and music. Registration is required. Call 716-773-7124. Sprouts with Miss Melissa, 10 to 10:30 on Wednesday, April 8th, for ages 0 to 5 with a caregiver. Join Miss Melissa in helping your little one learn and grow through music. Stop in or call 716-773-7124 to register. Explore Buffalo, Buffalo's First Ladies, 6 to 7 p.m. on Tuesday, April 7th. Buffalo is proud to claim 2 presidents, Millard Fillmore and Grover Cleveland. As we've heard many times, behind every great man, there's a great woman, and Buffalo's First Ladies, Abigail Powers Fillmore and Frances Folsom Cleveland, are no exceptions. Funding for this program is provided by Island United Presbyterian Church. Registration is required. Call 716-773-7124. The Lost Treasure of the Atoka with Teresa Wyatter, 7:30 p.m. Thursday, April 9th. Hear the tale of treasure hunter Mel Fisher's 16-year pursuit of the Spanish galleon Nuestra Senora de Atoka, lost in a 1622 hurricane off Key West with over $400 million in treasures. Mel faced personal losses during this search and ultimately took his fight for the treasure's ownership to the U.S. Supreme Court after its discovery. Funding for this program is provided by Island United Presbyterian Church. Registration is required. Call 716-773-7124. Read to a Dog, 1 to 3 p.m. Saturdays, April 11th and May 9th. Select a book and practice reading aloud to a good listener at the Grand Island Memorial Library. All of our furry friends are therapy dogs certified through the SPCA's Pause for Love program. Sign up for your personal 20-minute reading session, open to all ages. Registration is required. The Grand Island Memorial Library Book Club 2026, evening 6 p.m., Tuesday, April 14th and May 12th. The featured book for April is Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. The May book is My Friends by Frederick Backman. Afternoons, 1 to 3 p.m., Wednesday, April 29th. The featured book is There Are Rivers in the Sky by Elif Shafik. All are welcome. Physical copies of the books will be available to borrow. Call the library at 716-773-7124 for more information. The library reports material donations are being accepted during regular business hours for the next book sale in April. Please no textbooks or encyclopedias. Curbside service is still available. Call 773-7124 during operating hours for more information. You have been listening to a reading of articles and features from the Friday, March 27th issue of the Tribune Sentinel covering Niagara County and Grand Island. We read from the Tribune Sentinel every Saturday at 4 p.m. Your reader has been Olivia. Thank you for listening.
Coming up next in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, we have the Lockport Union Sun and Journal. At 6 o'clock, we got the Wall Street Journal Off Duty. And at 7 o'clock, we got Harper's Magazine. Stay with us for these readings and more. If you or people you know shop at any of the Dash's supermarkets, please save Dash's register tapes for radio reading. Our agency receives $2 for every $100 in Dash's register tapes. Radio reading has raised thousands of dollars so far. Anyone can drop off their Dash's tapes to the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service at 1199 Harlem Road, Cheektowaga, between William and Clinton Streets. Or Dash's tapes can be mailed to the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service at 1199 Harlem Road, Cheektowaga, New York, 14227. Any questions on Dash's tapes for radio reading? Call us at 716-821-5555, and thanks for caring. The following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision, or have another print disability which makes reading, holding a book, or turning a page difficult or impossible. The content is copyrighted by the respective publishers. For more information, please visit us on the web at nfradioreading.org.
Hello, this is Patrick Connolly, and for the next hour, I'll be reading from current issues of the Lockport Union Sun and Journal on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. These first articles are from Friday, March 27. On the first page, Uncertain Recovery. As Save the Michaels services wind down, its clients remain in limbo. This is by Heidi Truschel Light. While a state contract for case management with Save the Michaels is coming to an end next week, questions remain on continuing care for people who received substance use services from the downtown office. Save the Michaels of the World is a nonprofit organization focused on substance use, offering recovery coaching, peer-led groups, placement in treatment, transportation aid, and individual, family, and group support. Emily Boutain, clinical supervisor at the Lockport location, said Save the Michaels offered 50 to 60 coaching and support groups each month for families, women, those suffering grief and loss, and Narcotics Anonymous. The organization provided 1,000 visits monthly and operated a drop-in center for the public weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. that offered computers, Wi-Fi, TV, bagels, and coffee. Earlier this month, the Office of Addiction Services and Supports wrote in a statement that it had, quoting, identified serious fiscal and operational challenges, end quote.
The following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision, or have another print disability which makes